Hey, so today we're going to discuss what makes a person religious versus somebody who might be an atheist. And all this can be seen through astrology. The two most important things you want to remember when it comes to somebody who believes in God, who's fearful of God, who may even go to a church or temple, synagogue or mosque on a regular basis, is somebody who has their ninth house and Jupiter very prominent in their horoscope. Ninth house is all about wisdom, it's all about religion, it's all about God, and Jupiter is an obvious signifactor of God and religion. So depending upon where your Jupiter is placed and how well it's placed in your horoscope, you are going to be, the devotee of God. Especially people who are Sagittarius ascendant, because ninth house is originally controlled by Sagittarius. So whether if your rising sign or if your ascendant is Sagittarius, and if your Jupiter is well placed, it's excelled in Cancer, it's sitting in the first, fifth, or ninth house, especially ninth house, it makes a person not just religious, but it makes their whole life about religion. Like people open up temples, they open up churches, they're always involved in things regarding God. They become priests. Priests have very prominent ninth house and Jupiter. Like if you have an excelled Jupiter in ninth house, as in Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, sitting in the ninth house, that is a very strong indication of somebody who might actually become a priest at some point in their life, or they might actually become sort of a teacher of religious studies. Okay, so these are very basic things that you want to look for in a horoscope of somebody who is religious. Now let's discuss what makes somebody who does not believe in religion. They are the man of science, as they say. Okay, so now what makes a person an atheist? That's when their Jupiter is affiliated. When their Jupiter, especially I've seen this when people have Rahu and Jupiter in conjunction in any house, what Rahu is doing is bringing this malefic effect on Jupiter. So it's taking away those positive quality of believing in the supreme power. So people with Jupiter and Rahu conjunction forms what it's called a Guru Chandal Yoga. What it makes, you may get an atheist, okay? But usually this combination produces some of the brilliant scientists, some of the most innovative people out there, because they tend to think outside the box. So when a person is involved in religion and in God too much, especially when Jupiter is very powerful, they tend to not see things, from an outside perspective. So what Rahu does, even though it's taking away positive powers of Jupiter, it is giving that mind of somebody who will pretty much think outside the box. Somebody who will question, what is it? What is God? What is it that I am praying to every Sunday? They will question that. And so this is why you get a lot of, brilliant writers and scientists and mathematicians, because they tend to go into find that actual answer so they can find a proof. People with Jupiter and Rahu always want proof of something. So when it comes to religion that Jupiter represents, they said, hey, prove it to me that there's God. Okay. Now, spirituality is different. Okay, spirituality is different. A lot of people are spiritual, but they're not religious. So spirituality comes from the 12th house, okay? 12th house and 8th house. 8th house is really of the house of mysticism. If you believe in astrology, that comes from 8th house. 12th house represents somebody who's into meditation and yoga, who's a vegan. They're all about chakras and meditation. They always talk about these things. So those are 12th house. So this is a basic scenario of, a religious person versus an atheist. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, definitely subscribe above, because more of this useful information coming soon. Otherwise, if you want to know more about myths and misconceptions of astrology, check out my link below. All right, thank you.